you can maybe take a little bit more bigger steps, like really letting your relative or friend take care of your pet, or just letting go of the control little by little. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you don't need to understand life. In order to live a fulfilling and happy and abundant life with full of purpose and meaning, you don't need to understand shit with your head. Just a few examples. For example, do you understand how your cell phone is working? Like, do you understand that with your logical mind, that how you can speak to another people around the globe and you can actually see her face here while you're talking, or how printer works, or how I remember when I was small, I always was so amazed, like how fax, you remember fax fax machines? If you are younger, you don't even maybe know what they are, but fax machines, like actually, you can fax this paper around the globe with just dialing some weird telephone numbers. I remember when I was little, like, wow, how is this possible? And all these technological things, and not only technological, but for example, human life. How it's possible that we women can actually carry a new life in our stomach? Like from this tiny cell, how it's possible that from this tiny cell it can form a human baby? Miracle. And you don't need to understand miracles. You don't need to understand how the whole process works. And anyway, you can have babies if you're a woman. Or yeah, of course, if you're a man, also you can have babies as a father figure. So that's just the thing. Just because we are living so much in our head, we want a logical reason for everything we do, and everything that, like, is like our mind is so hungry for just to get know how things are working. But you can just calm your mind, and it's like, okay, you don't need to understand. You can still live a fulfilling life without that you have to understand, or that you don't have to understand all this, how, for example, how law of attraction works, or all these spiritual things about reincarnation and all this stuff. You don't have to understand. It's enough that you feel. Or like I said in the beginning, that I just knew things. I just, it was just clear knowing. I just knew things already from young age. So it's enough for you to just to know or feel things. You don't need to understand. Okay, step 3. It's a little bit similar with step 2, but it's anyway a different one. At least this is how it came for me, that you don't need to know. You don't need to know what's happening tomorrow. You don't need to know what's happening next year. You don't need to know what's happening when you resign from your day job and you ground your own business. You don't need to know how the money comes. If you have done your aligned action, and if you have been available and you have been, for example, marketing yourself, if you're a now entrepreneur, you have been working, you don't need to know how the money will come. You just trust. Well, money was just one example, but the concept of that it's safe for you to be in the space of not knowing. Okay, just close your eyes for a second and just imagine the space around you. It could be like a black womb. I actually love this. I have one really nice quote I would like to read to you. Yeah, I read it now. Just close your eyes and just really take these words in. Listen and take this, feel these words. You don't have to understand the words, but just feel these words. Okay, I don't find it now, but I think I remember it by my heart. So, Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. And the last part, where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. These are from the book called Sophia Code, written by Kyra, or channeled by Kyra, sacred text. So you are safe to be in a place of not know. I was just thinking this urge and this feeling or this need that we have, that we need to know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week and blah blah blah. Maybe it comes, I don't know, but maybe it comes from, you know, back in the day where we were living in the forest and we were, you know, for example, American Indians, or kind of like when we were living in a more simpler lives, and we really had to know how we're going to get the food, because, you know, there were no supermarkets we could go and buy food. So we really, it was not back in the days, like I'm speaking 500 years, 1000 year, I don't know, just hundreds of years ago, it wasn't maybe that safe to be in this kind of place before, to be in the place of not knowing, because like I said, there was no supermarket you could just go and buy food. But now it's different. Now you have everything you need around you, quite close even. Maybe some of you are living in the countryside, so you actually need to maybe drive some kilometers to get food. But anyhow, you are safe to be in the space of not knowing. I was number 3.